talk
to
here.
come.
All right, you sure they're? If we can get them closer.
Yeah.
All right, are we live?
Yeah, we're rolling on both.
Both. Okay, guys, welcome to the Monday live here at 11 a.m. Just close that door real quick.
Yeah.
Sorry, so we can. I'm kind of loud. So hopefully I look good. We've got Sydney operating the camera today, so it's her first time doing it. So we're figuring it out right now. So we're a little bit late, but it's okay. Hopefully you guys are having a great Monday. It's 11:05 Eastern. 11:05 Eastern. Yeah. So we'll start in about a minute or two. Just give you guys a second to jump on and all that good stuff. So hopefully everything looks good.
Yeah. Yep.
Most importantly, do I look good?
You do look good.
All right, good. So thank you. All right. So as usual, check out all the links in my bio. There's so much incredible stuff there. We added Watch Trader Academy to the link. So that's a new thing. We're going to start posting videos about that. That's a way that you can make $5,000 to $10,000 or even more trading watches. And of course, use that money to fund your lifestyle or to buy real estate, which is what I always recommend. So we've got 3 ways on my YouTube channel, 3 great ways to start in real estate with little or no money. Now I'm giving you guys a 4th way. So this is in June. We're going to be talking a lot about this. My son does it. He's 17. He made $5,400 last month. His goal or his target is $10,000 this month. And there's a lot more that can be made. $50,000 a month, $100,000 a month. You can do a lot more with this, but that's a little bit more advanced. So if you're interested in that, it's a great way to start. Check out the link in my bio. It'll take you to Watch Trading Academy. Those guys do a great job. Again, I bought all their courses. We actually do that stuff. It's also a lot of fun. It's kind of cool to be able to wear really cool watches and then, you basically make money on them while you're wearing them or having them in inventory. It's just a cool hobby. So whether you do it, more like full time, it can, I know guys literally this is their job. This is all they do. They make a lot of, quite good money doing it. So, I know it sounds like, that, when I first heard of it too, I was kind of like, oh man, I don't know if this, are you serious? You can make this kind of money trading watches? Like, are you for real? So, but it works. So we're actually doing it. So we've got our first good month to show you guys with my son. But anyways, I've got 11:07 Eastern. So let's go ahead and get rolling with questions. What do we got over here?
Do you think it's still a good time to buy rental properties?
Yeah, it's always a good time to buy rental properties. So remember, the best time to buy rental properties was 20 years ago, and the second best time is today. So again, this idea of, real estate doesn't go out of fashion, right? So it's one of those things that's everybody always needs real estate. People need a place to live. They need a place to work, all these kind of things. They need a place to go get their Starbucks at. So it's it's like medical, right? It's like healthcare. You always need it. So whether the economy's up, economy's down, whether we're going through hyperinflation, not inflation, whatever the thing is, you still need real estate. So it's always a good time to buy real estate.
Can I start at 17?
You can. What I recommend is still educating yourself and getting yourself prepared. Because really, when you're that young, you want to really, again, educate yourself, get your brain straight, understand these type of things. My son, who is 17, just started watch trading in January. Actually, February 1st, he started and just had his first $5,400 a month last month, which was May. And he's definitely on target to have make $10,000 a month. So you can start. Yeah, absolutely start, but educate yourself, learn these things. If you're interested in watches, go do Watch Trading Academy. If you're interested in real estate, go to my YouTube channel, check out all my videos, that type of thing. Read my top 100 books, my top 50 real estate books. All those are the kind of things that are going to get you on your way.
Do you think the BRRRR method is good?
Yeah. I know, I have this habit of checking email while I'm talking, which is really bad. I'm addicted to it. We've talked about that many times. The BRRRR is kind of something that is a catchphrase that was popularized. Essentially, you want to decide whether you want to rehab properties, buy, fix, and sell, or you want to buy, fix, and hold. That's really the 2 different strategies, or 2 main strategies in real estate. So really, when you sell, then you're going to make chunks of cash. So you can take $50,000, turn it into $100,000, $100,000 to $200,000, that type of thing. Versus the BRRRR method is more of a long-term accumulation of wealth. Both are really good. I recommend starting with the rehab cycle. That way we can, make a bunch of capital, build your capital base, then move towards holding long-term.
How to stay competitive in the market?
How to stay competitive? I don't know what that exactly means. I don't know what you like in what way. So I don't know if you mean competitive making offers and getting properties. We just, I just put a video out, or I just recorded a video about making a clean offer. That's how to be competitive when you're making offers in a market where everybody wants these deals. So that video will be coming out soon. You can kind of check that out. But yeah, I don't know exactly if I'm answering that question, but we'll move on. If you have more details, let me put the question in.
Any tips for international students?
Yeah, I don't, except besides come to America, I don't know what else to tell you. I've lived my whole life, and my whole career is here. But yeah, I don't know exactly, I can't comment on real estate outside the United States.
Should you buy REITs?
REITs? Sydney's new, so she's still learning. REITs essentially, they're just like stocks, so I don't recommend it. Essentially, what REITs are is we're putting a bunch of real estate together and then turning it into a security, so then it trades like a stock. I really don't. I don't recommend it. So I can go into it in more detail, but I just don't recommend it. I think really what we're talking about here is investing in real estate directly. That's where you can really build wealth.
What's the best way to buy your first home?
Just do it. Just start doing it. I would highly recommend working with a real estate agent, because they can guide you through that process, especially if you're a first-time home buyer. It's very, very scary if you haven't done it before. For me, when I buy a property, I'm just like, whatever. We just sold 3 properties in the last week, and we bought one Friday. I signed papers to buy one. So for me, it's very routine now. But I certainly understand when you first do it, it's very kind of, it can be very, very scary. So work with a good real estate agent. They will help you on the lending side. They'll make sure you know exactly what you can and can't afford. Do you need to work on your credit? Do you need a higher down payment? There are like FHA loans, VA loans, things that if you're struggling with down payment, they can help you through. So find a good real estate agent. They could really, really help you through the process on multiple ways.
What motivates you the most?
What motivates me the most? Wow, that's like a deep interest. This is like a Dr. Phil question. We're gonna change this to Dr. Phil episode now. Where, that's actually a great question. I think everybody really needs to understand what motivates them. Some people call it Simon Sinek. If you haven't read all of his books, read his book. But one of his most important books is It Starts With Why. That really talks about why do you do what you do. And I think for 30 plus years of my life, I didn't really know why I did what I did, but I really took some time to figure that out. And once you do that, everything kind of aligns. It's amazing. It's like, the clouds part and the sun is shining, because you understand why you do it. So whatever your motivation is, uncover that. I know it sounds kind of like, oh yeah, whatever, what are you talking about? So when you're young, if you told me this when I was 20, I would be like, dude, you're an idiot. What are you talking about? I just want to make some money. But really, why do you do what you do? For me, I don't know if I want to get too personal about why I do stuff, but I don't really know you yet. I just think that's very, very important to understand that concept. Tim Grover, in the book I've been recommending, I just read his book. I think it's an incredible book. Talks about winning. Again, same concept of, you've got to understand what motivates you, and are you willing to do what it takes. I have a book that I've been writing. It hasn't come out yet, called About Dharma, which is a 3,000-year-old concept. It's the same concept of why were you put in this earth? Why do you do what you do? And once you understand that, it's extremely powerful in guiding you to success. So anyways, I could talk about that topic for the whole life, so I'll shut up now.
Where's the best place to find leads?
Go to my YouTube channel. The leads aren't there, but there's a video there that will tell you about how to find leads. So I've got my top 3 ways in the videos. I believe it's in my wholesaling and rehabbing series. We are working on the commercial series right now. So we just posted a new video on the commercial series. We're trying to finish that one out. We're apparently committing to trying to get to a video once a day or once every other day on YouTube. So please, if you haven't, go to my YouTube channel, subscribe, watch all the videos there. I put them there for a reason. I think they're very helpful, and we're gonna have a whole bunch more coming out. We're starting this week, but we also have someone full-time next week that's gonna really focus on that as well.
What is the lowest amount of money to invest with you?
Invest with me is $50,000. So whether you do it project by project or you do it in the fund, it's $50,000. If you're interested in that, we are actively raising capital. We've actually raised a bunch of capital over the last couple of weeks. So we're still taking commitments for capital, but we're probably going to be calling those in a couple of like 60 to 90 days, but that initial wave of capital, we're really close to raising what we need in the next 30 days. So if you're interested, this would be the time. Go check out my the link in my bio where it says invest. I think it's the very first link, invest with us or invest with me. And if you're interested, check that out and go from there.
How can I be a real estate agent?
You just go to Google and you say, how do I become a real estate agent? And then you put your state and it'll give you the requirements. Go get all that done. That's step one. Step two is find a really good brokerage to work with, a place that's going to mentor you, train you, answer your questions, be there for you, whatever, have regular meetings. All that kind of stuff is important. We have a huge, the largest real estate sales agency in Washington, D.C. area by far, right over there, like right down the hall. And they're like number 11 or somewhere in there, like 11 or 12 in the country. Probably going to be top 10 when the new rankings come out. They should be coming out any day now, June or July. I think they come out for 2020. Had a tremendous growth last year. So that's the kind of place you want to be. People who are successful, because just as I walk in every day, I see, teams of people working on stuff. They're helping each other. That's what's going to allow you to be a successful real estate agent. And just find a good place that's going to do all those things for you.
How do you find rehab deals?
You go to my YouTube channel, and I have a whole video there about how to find deals. If you really want to take it to the next level, my courses are coming out. We're going to talk a whole bunch on how to find deals, because really the number one skill set in this business is finding deals. If you can find deals, you can do this business. You don't need capital. You don't need a real estate license. You don't need a college education. You don't need anything else. You got to be able to find deals. And we've been working on a whole nother segment of deals that we want in DC, and we've been very successful the last 30 days. We got one under contract. We almost got one over late last week. That one fell through. But we're starting to, once we put our mind to it, we use these strategies, we tend to get a lot of deals, good deals. So it's just a matter of, putting something in place, and then once you execute on it, deals should be flowing in like 30 days or less.
Should I use loans or my own money to buy properties?
Again, a frequently asked question, good question. I always recommend, debt, because debt is very, very cheap right now. So get as much debt as you can. Banks aren't going to give you 100% of the money, obviously. So you have to put some of your money in it. But again, remember, debt is good if you're making money with it. So I have a deal right now where we're making $1 million plus on the deal. And of course, why we're making that money is because we're using debt. So after I pay the debt, after I pay everything off, I'm still making that money. So without that debt, I wouldn't be able to make that money, or I'd be able to do so many less deals that I could maybe only do 1 or 2 a year versus the 15 or plus that we do per year. So debt is good if it's used to make money. If you're using it to vacations, like things are going to not go down in value, then no. But that's the whole concept of debt, good debt versus bad debt. And I'm pretty sure we have videos on that on my YouTube channel. So again, go to my YouTube channel, check out that video. It should be in the frequently asked questions section.
Someone said your hair looks good today.
Oh, thank you. Wow.
Do you...
A male or a female? I got a haircut Sunday, or at 8 a.m. Sunday morning. I was seeing my lady who does it.
Do you believe that real estate will continue to rise as the population keeps increasing?
It's not a population issue. It's just, again, real estate is, needed, right? So, people need places to live, work, eat, play. The affluence of the world is going up in general, not just America, but the world. So people can afford more and more. It's very interesting that, I live right here in Arlington, Virginia. Most of those homes were originally built, I believe, 40s and 50s, not really in the 30s, not many in the 30s, but 40s and 50s and into the 60s. That were the original homes. And when I look at these homes, I'm like, how the hell does someone even live in this thing? They're like little boxes. They're like 1,800 square feet. Of course, people are still living there. I compare it to the homes I build, and it's, completely a different world. 2 stories, basements, all this kind of stuff. So yeah, the affluence and what people are expecting in the world is moving up and up, right? So people, having 1 car was a big deal before. Now, like 2 or 3 cars is no big deal. Having 1 TV, now having 2 or 3 TVs. Having an 80-inch plasma screen, it used to cost $10,000. Now it's like $2,000. So the affluence is going up. So yeah, absolutely. Real estate is one of those things that's never going to go away.
I'm only 19. Is it advisable to start real estate now?
Absolutely. Start today. It doesn't matter how old you are, start today. Whatever you can do to start today. So again, if you're 19, you're obviously over 18. I can do math. So basically what you want to do is educate yourself And then if you don't have any money, go to my YouTube channel and check out the top 3 ways to start with little or no capital. Employ one of those. If you do have capital, then start investing right away.
How to start gaining capital?
I'm going to assume you don't have capital by that question. You match your phone, by the way, to that. You know that. So I'm just seeing a bunch of pink when I look at it this way. I think I match my phone actually. Go to my YouTube channel. There's my top 3 ways to start with little or no capital. And as I just mentioned earlier, we have a 4th way we're adding, which is called watch trading. So again, you can make real money trading watches that can be used to go into real estate. So I've given you 3 already on my YouTube channel, and we're going to start talking about the 4th way. And if you're really interested in that, check out the link in my bio. We've got Watch Trading Academy, my affiliate there. Would highly, highly, highly recommend those guys.
Which is better, building a house and selling it, or buying a house, fixing it, and selling it? Is it much better?
I would start with the second, especially if you're relatively new. I would start with the second because building from scratch is a little bit more complicated than rehabbing in place. Remember, there's 3 types of rehabs in general, right? First is just rehabbing in the current footprint. That's what I would recommend if you're starting. So you're not adding square footage, you're not popping the roof, you're not scraping the building, nothing like that. You're just taking the existing structure and you're maybe changing some walls, finishes, whatever minimum stuff. Second is adding square footage. So you're bumping back, up, down, whatever it is. So that's what we do. We see a lot of those deals done in Northern Virginia where you add a family room or you add a second level to the home. There was one, I think I just passed one the other day. I was kind of, what are they doing here? That's the second type. Third is brand new. So you're basically scraping the entire lot. The house is coming down, and then you're just starting with a raw piece of land. And the house actually right next to me is being done right now. They're knocking the house down probably as we speak. Very loud at 7 a.m. this morning when I was getting up. So that's considered a third type. So really, you want to kind of work your way up a little bit. Certainly, you could start at level 3. That's fine, but they are more complicated projects.
How to have good credit?
Don't buy shit that you don't need and not pay your credit cards. I'm not a credit repair expert. I'm not a credit expert. All I know is that it definitely helps to have good credit in this business. It's not required. In fact, it's kind of funny because probably for the last, 5 to even up to 10 years, I've never even looked at my credit because most of the loans I do are commercial and they don't even check my credit. Recently, we've been doing some different acquisitions where they are looking at my credit. I'm like, oh man, maybe I should actually pay attention to this thing. So it is a factor, but it's not the most important thing. But really, essentially what you want to do is if there's anything negative on your credit, you want to get rid of that. But you want to build credit lines. So get a credit card, get a couple of credit cards, charge stuff on them, but pay it back every month. Make sure you pay it back every month because that's going to build your credit versus hurting your credit if you don't pay it back.
I want to get started in real estate, but I heard it's a big headache. What are your thoughts?
I have a whole chapter on that in my book. So why don't you go check out Massive Action Equals Massive Results. The question is in life, what do you define as a headache, right? That's the big question. So, this is work. This isn't just, magically the Brinks truck is pulling up and dropping $1 million in my bank account or my office here. So I remember a story my dad, who's an architect, but not really a very good business guy. He's more of an he's a decent architect, good architect, but very kind of bad when it comes to business. So he in the small town I grew up in Ohio, he bought some rental properties thinking, I should invest in real estate, right? Because everybody should be doing it, like I say. This is when I was young. And so then he was managing them and stuff, and he kept telling me, I still remember he used to use the word headache all the time. Man, these are headaches. I got to calculate, I got to collect rent, I got to do this, and problems, da-da-da. They're headaches. So in life, it's like if you want to define that as a headache, then that's up to you. Then don't do it, right? But if that's something like, hey, I need to do these things in order to be successful at what I want to do, build wealth, create a lifestyle, whatever, then yeah. So everything in life is a headache if you look at it that way, right? You can, otherwise you can sit in your bed all day long and watch TV, but even then you still got to pay the bill and, the cable bill or whatever. So that's a mental thing of how you look at stuff. And I do talk about that in my book because I remember that chapter, writing that chapter.
I will soon be licensed in Massachusetts and Rhode Island. Is it
Okay.
easy or hard to get licensing in states like New York or DC? Will I need to retake pre-licensing courses?
Again, I don't know. I don't know all the details there because I'm not an expert. But you can find the information just by Googling it. I don't think it's that much harder. I think once you have a license in one state, you can relatively easily get the license in the other state. Usually, the state wants you to do one like separate exam or something just to know the laws of that state. But the general stuff is already done. So that's something I would look at if you have an interest in other states. But I don't know. I'm not an expert in real estate licensing.
How do you buy properties with no money down? Or better question is, how do you buy properties?
Well, I mean, I think there's this idea of like, use other people's money, buy properties with no money down, things like that. I don't think I've ever bought a property with no money down. So to me, the better way to go is how do you get the money, right? Find the money and then get that money, then go use it to buy properties. Can you buy properties with no money down? It can be done, absolutely, but it's much more difficult. You have to get seller financing, or you have to do some creative way to do it. You have to find a partner, things like that. But in general, 95% of the time, 99% of the time, you're going to need money. So if you don't have money, then go to my YouTube channel, figure out, take one of my top 3 ways to make money, go make a bunch of money, and then, do this. It was interesting because speaking of that is that, actually I don't know if he's really a friend, but more of a fellow developer here in DC. And I met him for lunch one day, and he was driving his brand new Lamborghini Urus, which at that time I didn't even know what a Urus was. If you don't know what it is, check it out. It's pretty cool. And he started exactly like I just said. Like what I'm telling you guys is exactly how he started. He came to this country with nothing. He's an immigrant. He speaks English well, but probably worse than I do because he's got an accent. Not that matters, but he basically started as a real estate agent, built a team, was making a whole bunch of money. That allowed him to get leads, that allowed him to get connections, all those kind of things. And then he started doing development, and now he makes majority of his money by development, but still has his real estate team. So literally, that's an example of someone who is right over here in DC that did exactly what I'm saying.
Even if I invest in a property, how long will it take to sell that property?
If you invest, how long will it take to sell? I don't know. I mean, that depends on the situation, the property, the market, all those kind of things. I don't know. You have to kind of look at your market numbers, and that should dictate. That should tell you how long it would take, approximately on average.
What's some advice you would give to someone that wants to get started?
Educate yourself. educate. Read all my top 100 books. Read all my top 50 books. Go to my YouTube channel. Check out all that stuff. You really got to learn. So the first step of anything that you want to get good at in life is you got to learn what it's all about. So that's what you want to do. So that would be my advice. Let's do 3 more.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Doesn't real estate require a huge startup cash?
Yeah, so that's kind of a myth in real estate. I think I just was talking about a little bit earlier. The most important thing is finding deals. If you can find deals, you can get started in real estate. Does it require capital to be an investor? It does, if you want to truly own property. But again, you can start with one of my top 3 ways to get started in real estate with little or no money. The videos on my YouTube channel, link is in the bio. Go there, start doing that, and then use that capital to start buying and investing in real estate.
Someone said, what is your YouTube?
The link is in the bio. So if you're TikTok right over here.
Instagram.
Oh, Instagram's over here? No. Whichever one. So the link is in both. So just go there. There's a link tree, and then YouTube channel will be right there. Or if you even click that little Instagram button, it'll give you Instagram and YouTube.
Gotcha. Do you recommend books that detail how to develop more property on already owned/paid for land?
I don't know if there's a book specifically. He asked for a book, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a book on that. I mean, that's something that's more of a zoning thing. So again, if you're, as you get more advanced in real estate, you understand that zoning is extremely important. That's one of the most kind of can make or break a project. So you just have to understand what's the zoning of that land and what you can do with the land. So it's not really a book that you would have to read. It's more understanding the zoning of that property. What is it zoned for? What are you allowed to do? Fairfax County, 5 acres. You have to have 5 acres to have a single family home in certain parts. So you can't really subdivide it even if you have a huge piece of land. In DC, we're subdividing lots that are like 2,000 square feet. So subdividing into 2,000 square foot lots. So it just depends on the zoning of that area. That's what you got to really pay attention to.
Can you buy a property with the FHA loan if you don't have much income to spend?
You can, yeah. Again, FHA is more like you can do a little bit. You can get started with an FHA loan, but it's not going to be a long-term avenue to keep doing these properties over and over. But yeah, that is a avenue to if you have very little money and you want to get started in real estate. That's one thing that can work. So maybe 1 or 2 more, or how many are we at? let's go like 2 more.
Gotcha. Okay, so 2 people asked, how do I get more buyers for my property? And I think someone else had the same question.
Same question. Again, I don't know if I don't know if they mean finished properties like rehab ready to go, or more, like if you're trying to wholesale a property. But if you're trying to wholesale, go to my YouTube channel. I've got videos on how to find investors for your property. As far as how to find buyers, and we're in a really, really strong market right now, so you should be able to find buyers if you have an end product. So if you're not able to sell it, or something is not working like you want, there's only 3 things that stop a property from selling. One is location, which you can't change. Number 2 is condition, so you should try to get the condition as good as possible. And then number 3 is price. So if you've rehabbed it up to look, this is like essentially a brand new house, you can't improve the condition anymore, so then it's a price issue. Then you have to maybe start thinking about bringing the price down.
Someone asked, what did you study?
What did I study? I went to medical school. You can call me Dr. Saxena if you like. People used to call me that every day. Now nobody does anymore. So anyways, I went to undergrad, medical school, residency. So I did a lot of stuff, and I don't use any of that today. So you don't really need to do any of that stuff. You can start real estate today with no education, no formal education. You have to self-educate yourself. That's what we keep talking about here. So great one to end on. Let's stop there today. Again, check out all the links in my bio. We've got some really, really cool stuff in there. We just added Watch Trading Academy, I think, over the weekend or late last week. But otherwise, have a great Monday, and I'll see you guys 11 a.m. Eastern tomorrow.